Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Jenny, your guide to mastering English and going global. Today we're diving into some common mistakes that might be holding you back from achieving that sweet fluency. So buckle up, grab your notebooks, and get ready for some serious learning, sprinkled with a whole lot of laughs, of course. Alright people, let's talk about the elephant in the room, or should I say, the silent ghost haunting your English-speaking dreams. Not practicing speaking enough is a classic blunder, and trust me, I've been there. It's like having a Ferrari in your garage, but never taking it for a spin. You have all the knowledge, the vocabulary, the grammar rules neatly tucked away in your brain, but they're gathering dust. Think of it like learning to dance. You can spend hours studying the steps in a textbook. But until you hit the dance floor and actually move your body, you're not truly dancing. The same goes for English. You gotta get those words out of your mouth, let them flow, stumble, and eventually find their rhythm. And let me tell you, the results of not practicing speaking can be hilarious. I remember once, back in the day, I tried to compliment a friend on her new haircut. I wanted to say, "Your hair looks great," but in my nervous rush, what came out was, "Your hair looks bread." Yeah, bread. Not exactly the compliment I was going for. Another time, I was at a restaurant, feeling all fancy and confident, ready to order in English. I practiced the sentence in my head 100 times. "I'll have the chicken parmesan, please." But when the waiter approached, my brain decided to do a little freestyle, and I blurted out, "I'll have the chicken parmesan cheese." The waiter just stared at me, probably wondering if I thought parmesan was a type of chicken. These mishaps might seem embarrassing at the moment, but trust me, they're golden learning opportunities. Each fumble, each awkward pause, each hilarious mispronunciation is a stepping stone towards fluency. Don't be afraid to make mistakes, embrace them, laugh at them, and most importantly, learn from them. Remember, speaking a language is like riding a bike. You might wobble. You might fall, but with consistent practice, you'll eventually find your balance and glide through conversations with ease. So ditch the fear, find your voice, and start speaking. Now, let's talk about another major misstep on the road to English fluency, ignoring the wisdom of native speakers. It's like trying to learn how to cook a traditional Italian dish without ever consulting an Italian nonna. You might end up with something edible, but it won't have that authentic, soul-satisfying flavor. Native speakers are your secret weapon, my friends. They hold the key to unlocking the nuances, the slang, the cultural context that textbooks often miss. They can teach you the subtle art of humor, the rhythm of everyday conversation, the unspoken rules of communication. But here's the thing, learning from native speakers can also lead to some hilarious misunderstandings. I once heard a friend use the phrase "kick the bucket" in a casual conversation. Now, in my mind, I pictured a literal bucket being kicked across the room. I was so confused. It took me a while to realize it meant something completely different. Another time, I was chatting with a group of native speakers and they kept using the word lit. I thought they were talking about actual fire, like a bonfire or something. Turns out it was slang for amazing or exciting. I spent the whole conversation picturing flames, completely missing the point. These cultural clashes, these moments of lost in translation, are not just funny anecdotes. They're valuable lessons in disguise. They teach you that language is more than just words. It's a reflection of a culture, a way of life. By immersing yourself in the world of native speakers, you're not just learning English, you're expanding your understanding of the world. So go out there and mingle with native speakers. Watch their favorite movies, listen to their music, eavesdrop on their conversations in a non-creepy way, of course. Embrace the awkwardness, the misunderstandings, the moments of because that's where the real learning happens. Okay, let's address the elephant in the classroom, the misconception that formal education alone is the golden ticket to fluency. Don't get me wrong, textbooks and grammar drills have their place, but they're only one piece of the puzzle. It's like relying solely on cooking shows to become a chef. You might learn the techniques, but you'll miss the hands-on experience, the improvisational flair, the joy of experimenting with flavors. Formal education can give you a solid foundation in grammar and vocabulary, but it can't replicate the dynamic, unpredictable nature of real-life conversations. It's in the messy, spontaneous world of everyday interactions that language truly comes alive. I learned this lesson the hard way. Back in my early days of learning English, I was a textbook warrior. I memorized every grammar rule, aced every vocabulary test, but when it came to actual conversations, I froze. I sounded like a robot reciting lines from a textbook. People would stare at me with blank expressions, wondering if I was about to ask them to analyze the syntax of their sentences. One particularly memorable incident involved my attempt to ask a classmate for a pencil. I wanted to sound polite and formal, so I blurted out, "Excuse me, kind sir, might I borrow your writing implement?" My classmate looked at me like I had just landed from another planet. He simply said, "You mean a pencil?" Yeah, a pencil. I was so focused on being correct that I forgot how to be human. Formal education is a valuable tool, but it's not the be-all and end-all of language learning. Don't be afraid to break free from the textbook, to experiment with slang, to embrace the imperfections of everyday speech. Think of language as a playground, not a prison. Have fun with it, make mistakes, and most importantly, use it to connect with people, to share your thoughts, to tell your stories. So, there you have it, folks. 3 major blunders to avoid on your path to English mastery. Remember, learning a language is a journey, not a race. Embrace the stumbles, the laughs, the moments of lost in translation. It's all part of the fun. Keep practicing, keep exploring, and keep those English muscles working. And hey, if you ever find yourself in a hilarious language mishap, don't be shy. Share it with the world. We're all in this together. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for more tips on mastering English. Because trust me, the journey is just getting started. If you find this video helpful, please comment yes. This is the best way to motivate me to upload more videos in English. In the next series of videos, I will use English to talk about various topics such as careers, self-development, and so much more. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel to get more useful lessons.